All right, give us big picture on your book. You make it seem like we can have carbs and life is going to be beautiful.
I'm pressing the reset button on everyone's diet.
Oh. Hi everybody, this is Gary, the Carboraider. I am reporting to you today from the 99-cent store parking lot. So just today I saw this Bob guy on TV. And whenever I hear about some weight loss thing, I don't expect much from the mainstream media when it comes to this topic. But the name does sound pretty good, and it is possible that there'll be some good stuff. Even Dr. Oz shows some good stuff. So Bob calls this diet in his book, by the same name, the SUPER-Carb Diet. That sounds... that sounds like a diet that I've heard before. But I think I'm jumping ahead again. Here's a gist of what I saw today on TV.
What are the carbs that you say we should stay away from?
Those, the carbs, just those real simple...
Give me the right carbs. What should we be eating?
Oh, I mean, this is where you're going to have your fruits, vegetables, leafy greens, brown rice. There's so many pastas out there now that are made with like quinoa, brown rice. I had a red lentil pasta the other day.
Swiss cheese is a good carb? Well, let's rewind here.
Oh, yum.
Fantastic.
Ooh, that sounds yummy.
Lentils came in red. No food diet in that? They're really red?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so here's my review of this. Now his main message is one that I like to hear, so I give him a point for that. And that is that there's nothing wrong with carbs per se. Then why do we have low-carb diets? And why is there this low-carb craze? So it is good that he's putting out this message that's different from all the low-carb fear that you hear so much of. Like from the two hosts. You can't really tell if they're being sarcastic and joking or not. And that's the only good thing I have to say about this diet. Everything else is still irritating for many reasons. First reason is what we just saw in those clips. That's not what I'd call healthy eating. That's not the way my diet looks. So he did list good carbs, which you hear enough of. Everybody has heard this, I think. Fruits, vegetables, and even grains and beans. Well, those are foods. Those are all the carb foods. It's irritating that we still have this situation where people are confused about carbs. And that's because they should be using the word sugar to describe what we all know of as refined sugar, but they don't do that. I always like to ask why they use the words they do. And that's for other videos, because I want to make a big deal out of that. Back to fruit, he mentioned it's good, but he didn't have any on the table. And I think that's because of what the other thing he said. He focuses on meals and mixing all of the macronutrients together in one meal. This is wrong, and this guy, I don't know, it made me look up his credentials, because I suspect this guy came out of nowhere. And sure enough, he came out of a weight loss show, and now all of a sudden he's an expert. Well, no, he's a personality. That's hard to avoid on YouTube and TV, because people gravitate towards personalities. They're the ones that become successful. As you can see by my channel, I'm not a personality. I am a health and diet expert who has some good stuff to say, because I haven't been dinging around in social media my whole life. I've been reading books. I was around before the internet. I'm back at home now, and I just did some more research on him. And just on his short Wikipedia page, there's so much information there that's surprising. What I find very interesting is that in 2010 he became a vegan. I didn't even know that. And then, just a few sentences later, I get hit with another revelation that 3 years later, he quit veganism. Right. Yeah. That leads to something different I want to cover about him. So I'm going to have to do another video on this guy. Some of you may already know his history. He's not a contestant. He wasn't a contestant on The Biggest Loser. He was a trainer And as of 2 years and 3 months ago, he became the host. So coming up is another video on this guy. For those of you who don't know, you're in for a surprise coming up in a few days here on my channel. Here, he says something I don't hear anywhere else. I don't hear people talking like this.
People have been separating their macronutrients and taking out carbs, eating too much fat. I'm putting balance back onto your plate.
Imagine
it's
that.
balance. All these meals share the same thing. They all have protein, chicken, the eggs, chicken burger here. And they have carbs and fat. So it's like every time you eat, I want to make sure that you are hitting all of your macros.
All three.
Now by separation, I assume he means separating your foods. He's suggesting that you don't eat foods by themselves. I haven't heard anyone say this. This is a real ignorant concept here. It led me to think that this guy just was a contestant, and that's how he sprang to fame. But no, this guy's got a history. He's a professional trainer. He's written books before. So what is with this weird gimmick? So he starts out on the right path. You shouldn't just eat a high-fat diet, all fat. So you got to bring in other stuff, and that would be carbohydrates. That's all good so far. Now, it's one thing to say you shouldn't just eat carbs in your entire diet, or protein, or fat. That you should have a mixture of all three. But he's saying mix them in every meal. Well, I never do that. I have followed the natural hygiene approach, which says, this bestseller from 1985 says, don't mix anything. It's a weight loss book. I've been following this for like 25 years. And this is the result. Yep, I remained thin over my vacation, not exercising much. So I would guess he's saying carbs would be bad if they're not mixed with other stuff. Like fat would be slowing it down. But has this guy not heard that the problem with carbs is when you mix it with fat? The two get in each other's way. Has he not heard that? I will also be going in depth on my carbohydrate diet. And because it's January, this is the big month for weight loss, even if you don't have weight to lose. What I teach isn't just about weight loss, it's about eating the healthy diet. When you eat healthy, you will lose weight. I'll be making some weight loss videos where I just sit in front of the camera and tell you all the stuff that I've learned over almost a quarter of a century. This is it. This is what I've been waiting for.